Over the weekend, or maybe last week, I think it was last week, I was watching a video and this girl was talking about toxic positivity. So that's basically when you're pretending to be positive. You're really not positive, you're really not even happy, but you pretend to be because right now there's this, everybody's talking about like positive mindset and law of attraction and all that kind of stuff. So some people have gotten it twisted to the point where they think that they have to constantly be happy. So if you feel any other emotion, you're supposed to suppress it or detach from it or pretend that it's just not there. And that is toxic. I can understand why they call that toxic positivity, but that's not what the law of attraction and the positivity, movement, positive thoughts, that's really not what it's about. It's not about pretending to be positive. It's about finding reasons and things in your life that are genuinely positive, like the fact that you can breathe right now, the fact that you woke up. Is more like thinking of things that you're grateful for, because no matter where you are in your life, you do have something to be grateful for, even if it's just the breath in your lungs. Um, and positivity, positive thinking is all about thinking that, thinking about the glass, but instead of thinking of it as half full or half empty, instead of thinking of it as half empty, thinking of it as half full. So it's really the same concept as far as, the mental gymnastics that you're doing, but you're not pretending. You're literally finding it. And you're dealing with your other emotions too. You're not suppressing them when they come up. You're finding productive ways to deal with them. So let's get more into that. First, let me do the introduction. I'm Queen Aset Huru, and thank you for joining me for another wonderful edition of Ask an Aquarius. If you haven't already, please hit the red subscribe button and smack the bell. Also, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, pass it on to somebody else who might like it too, and please drop us a positive comment in the comment section. And please stick around to the end of the video, because at the end of the video, I really go ham and respond to some of the positive comments and the things that people have said to me in the comment section. Okay. If you would like to get a reading done, please email me. And if you want to help, if you want anything else, like to be on my Patreon page or to talk to me on social media or to get a reading done, all of that information is underneath this video. So just check it out when you finish watching it, okay? All right, so yeah, back to toxic positivity. So first of all, like I said, you're like looking at your life, and I know this is easier to do when you're happier. The more unhappy you are, or the more stuck in depression you are, the more difficult it is to look on the brighter side of things. The more difficult it is to think about the things you're grateful for, But you're the person, or at one time this was me, we're the people who need it the most. We're the ones who need to find our blessings and our gratitude the most, because people who are already happy, positive thinking is a piece of cake. You already got a great life, and it's easy to see, like, okay, I got this, I got that, I'm cool, I'm good, I've paid my dues, and everything is going well. So that's easy. But when you're paying the dues, when you're in the trenches, when you're at the beginning, when your vibration is down, when you're in those spaces, that's the kind of person who really needs that energy. And some of those people feel like they're faking to be positive, and that's really not what you're supposed to do with that. You don't want to fake anything. You don't want to fake anything. You want to dig inside of yourself and find the authentic emotion. So, I'm gonna think back on a time when I was in college and things weren't going so well. you know? So instead of focusing on all the things like I used to, all the things that aren't going right, instead of focusing on that, those things have already gone wrong. That bill already wasn't paid, you know? All of that is already a problem. So instead of focusing on it and being anxious and depressed about it, I could choose to focus on the things that are going right and enhance those things. Maybe it be art or it be my schoolwork or something else. But I didn't do that. I would dwell on what was wrong and then be sad about it and then be depressed about it and then be anxious about the fact that I'm depressed and the fact that I haven't been able to fix it. And it just made it spiral out of control. So the positivity movement doesn't say, oh, just pretend like none of that is happening. You know, I have to deal with what is happening and still be like, okay, this is going on. I need to, you know, some kind of way come up the money for this bill, come up with some practical, you know, ways, maybe write them down or whatever. And then I'm going to put this to the side. I'm going to put this plan in motion, you know, and then after I've done all I can do, I'm going to sit and think of the things I have to be grateful for. I wish I had really known that back then, because it would have kept me from spiraling out of control and being in these dark places so often about something that I really couldn't even control. So that's the thing about it. And then remember, I said you have to deal with your other emotions. When you get angry, when you get sad, when you get jealous, when you get frustrated, when you get bitter, you can't just pretend like you don't feel that. You can't just say, oh, I don't feel it, it's okay, you know, and detach from it, you know, because like there are times when Aquarius, especially me, would do something like that. We can't do that. Because what you're doing is you're just tabling it for later. It's still there. That agony, that hurt, that anger, whatever it is, it's still there. You're just not addressing it. And guess what? It's coming out in other ways. It's coming out in your attitude. It's coming out in your energy. It's coming out in conversations you have with people. You ever talk to somebody and you can tell that somebody really wronged them because they didn't say that somebody wronged them, but the things that they did say, the vibration was so sharp and so disturbing that you could tell something ain't right. You could tell something has gone wrong with them. Somebody has harmed them. You can feel it in their conversation. So they're not talking about it. They're not getting help for it, but it's still there. The vibration of it has gone nowhere. So we can't just say, okay, I'm not going to deal with my anger. We have to find productive ways to deal with it. I've had a couple of them over the years. Some people like the punching bag. Some people, when they get angry, they go in their basement and they punch on a bag. Something, because these emotions are energy. You want to get the energy out. So some people scream into a pillow. Some people punch a bag or a pillow. My favorite way is the hand drum. Mine is in storage now. It's good because I don't get angry as often. But when I was at my angriest, I had a hand drum. And this drum had like goat skin pulled over it. It was an African drum. And when I was mad, I would blast my music and play my drum. And that was how I got all of that energy out. So you have to find a way to get the energy out that's comfortable for you. For some people, it's walking, riding a bike, you know, kickboxing, whatever. Get that energy out. If it's sadness, sometimes you just need to be by yourself and cry. And I noticed this with people because a lot of times it's not comfortable to cry around or with another person. Because what I've noticed is that the other person will keep trying to take me out of my sadness. They'll keep trying to cheer me up, more of that toxic positivity. But right now, I don't need that. Right now, I need to get this emotion out, and then I can walk back in that direction. I need a day or 2 or 3 to get up this hurt, to let it come up. When my uncle died a couple months ago. And for the whole weekend, I cried and wailed and cried and cried. And on Sunday, I was like, okay, you've grieved. You've breathed. So something serious. Now it's time to pick yourself back up. So I was like, okay, You know, I've done my crying, and I started to think about my uncle. And I was like, he wouldn't want you to be sad. He would want you to party. He would want you to have a drink in his honor. He would want you to watch some funny, comedies or something like that and raise your vibration. So I was able to expel all this hurt, and then I was able to have a couple of drinks and bring my vibration back up. Now, I cried a few more times after that, and I might cry a few more times more. But every time, because I gave myself that room to grieve, it wasn't as heavy. It was a couple tears, a memory or something like that. And then I remember he's in a better place. He should be crying for you. This is the real turmoil. He's someplace in peace. So I would think about that, and I would start to smile. So the point of the matter is that toxic positivity is not the way that you want to go. You want to tap into genuine emotions of happiness, positivity, and peace by thinking about things that you're grateful for, or thinking about things that are going well, such as waking up. Sometimes the only thing that you have going for you is that you keep waking up. And compared to somebody who wants to keep waking up and is not going to, that's actually a blessing. So sometimes it's the smallest thing. Sometimes it's just, being grateful you have a roof over your head, even if it's not your own home, if it's a shelter or a friend's home, or just being grateful that you have something to eat. I was talking to somebody and they were telling me, this is a woman who's Korean, and she was telling me how her mother and grandmother were talking about times when they only could afford one meal a day, a very small meal. And she said meat was scarce. So you had this small meal of mostly starch once a day. And that made me think, like, wow, sometimes just something like that, having clean water, having clean clothes. So I think that the toxic positivity, that's right. That's not the way you want to go with it. You want to genuinely find those feelings in yourself. And sometimes it takes a while. Sometimes you have to allow yourself to be in your negative feelings and express them before you can get to that. I did a lot of crying before I got to gratitude, So you might need to cry a bit or be angry for a bit. Feelings and emotions go in phases, but as long as you're dealing with them in a manner that's productive and you're not hurting yourself or hurting other people, you'll get to the other side eventually if you keep following the path. Okay? So, yeah, don't do that to yourself. Feel your feelings, express your feelings, and then move on. I think one of the worst things that especially I used to do is dwell. I used to dwell on something. When something really bothered me, I just kept dwelling on it. And it's so much better to just deal with it, heal it, forgive it, release it, whatever you can do with it to move on from it. But you can't fake that. You can't rush that. You have to go through a natural, authentic process. Okay? All right, guys, let's take a look at these positive comments, shall we? T-Love. What's up, T-Love? T-Love said, love this video. I'm February 2nd. My daddy's February 2nd, which makes me second decan. This really explains a lot. My family always say I am two different people. I guess it's that Gemini. Yeah, because the second decan is ruled by Gemini and its planet. And I'm the third decan, so I'm ruled by Libra and its planet. So yeah, that does make a difference. So you do have that duality going on. So two different people, eh? Okay. You are your own twin. All right, now this one says, this is from Belle Laudin Ora. I think I said that right. I hope I said that right. Belle said, beautiful. This is honestly my favorite outfit you own. Miss Jellybean, laugh out loud. She's talking about my Halloween costume. If you go to the community section, I posted two different pictures of my Halloween costume, and I was Madame Honeydukes, the heiress of the Honeydukes estate. If you guys didn't see the videos last week, I made up my original character to be for Halloween based on the Harry Potter universe. And that's the jelly bean dress that you see me in with the lacy gloves. I thought that's something that Madame Honeydukes would wear. All right. Okay. That was them. All right, guys. Come back soon because I got a lot more to say. See you later.